Thank you, everybody. I actually get the honour today to speak about Pilbara Minerals. So as Kerry just touched on, we are a hard rock lithium producer, and not many of those around the globe currently. I'm going to go straight into some headline figures. We said then, at the end of the September quarter, we've got $1.4 billion sitting in the bank. During that quarter, we generated an increased cash of $783 million in one quarter. What we also did is we proved that we can hit our run rates of 580,000 tonnes per annum across the operation. And by doing that, we got that 147,000 tonnes of product produced. We're currently sitting in the ASX 100 with the potential to move into the ASX 50 not in the distant future. I want to go a bit more about myself in a couple more slides. I'll talk about the projects. Projects in prime real estate in the Pilbara, 120 k's south of Port Hedland, where we actually export all of our concentrate out of. We've got 2 operating plants, which have brought 2 plants online over the last 12 months. The old Altura acquisition, which is now running under the name of Nugajee, as well as our regional plant, which is Pilgan. I've touched on the 580,000 tonnes per annum. That's our current run rate. I'll work you through what we're doing currently in terms of expansion as well as our future expansion growth. The one number up here I really love to look at is at 26 years. So what does that tell us? We've still got 26 more years of this operation ahead of ourselves. And that 26 years is not at the current run rate. That's actually looking at us at a 6.3 million tonne per annum, which is what our expansion for a million tonnes per annum is. So 26 more years of this operation. There's a bit of a journey here. Now this is where I'm going to tell you about who I am in my time with Pilbara. I joined the company in June 2019. I got sold the lithium dream back in 2019. I got on board thinking, oh, we're off, like lithium's going. Literally my first day on site, it was like, Simon, welcome to Pilgangoora. It was like, great, good to be here. The next sentence almost was like, we need you to look at the mine plan and save some cash. And in my head, straight away, I was like, oh, crikey, what have I done? And you fast forward that over the next 6 to 9 months, we went through an extreme amount of different scenarios in terms of what we're going to do to survive. The reason why I'm telling you is this, it's not always been $1.4 billion in the bank. We've been through the hard times, we've actually earned our stripes. You fast forward that, at the end of 19, we put our mining contractor into suspension for 4 months. We turned in the plant on during that period of time for about 30% of the time. But the point was, I used to get a phone call up on site. We were trying to keep the troops, the morale up, because we weren't doing a whole lot in some sense. Ken and Dale were down in Perth trying to sell some product. Dale would call me up, Simon, we need 10,000 tonnes, or whatever the number was at the time. I literally walk outside my office, and you're right, we're on, guys. Let's go, turn the plant on. That's what we do. We do that, then we turn the plant off. We turn the plant on, we turn the plant off. As I said, 30% was all we did. What that really did for us, though, is it set the scene in terms of who we are as a company, showed resilience and determination. And the determination was how good we're going to be once that market turned. Hence where we are today. A couple of high points up there. 2021, the acquisition of Altura, beginning of 21. Throughout 2021, we were like, do we, don't we, do we, don't we, with the Altura operation and getting that back online. The back end of 21 was where things really started taking off. So October 2021 was a fast, running an operation was just unbelievable. We're commissioning the Pilgan plant improvements, which is giving us more filtration in the circuit. We then say, oh, well, we might as well do something else at the same time as well, so let's get Nugajee up and running. So we thought we'd get Nugajee up and running at the same time. But not only doing that, we're doing other things in the operation which is not widely known. We started our first owner-operated mining. So we had Macca running the contract in the central pit. We thought, bugger it, we're going to do something else as well. So we turned on mining in the south pit ourselves. That really set us up for 22. And we have gone a long way, which again, you'll see in a couple more slides. We have gone in our production over this last period of time. So now we're running the 2 plants, full owner-operator across the operation. October last year, we literally had 2 mining fleets running. We've now got 5 mining fleets running. with 2 fully run plants. So what does that mean? What does that 580,000 tonnes per annum mean? That's what it means right there. 16% of the global hard rock lithium is coming from Pilbara. That's only going to increase. So there's a bit of a strategy. We all need a strategy we're running by. This is what we've got going on. First one there is do what we say we're going to do, which is what we're doing. We're proving that out in production well at the moment. The next one there is how do we squeeze that asset? What else do we do at Pilbara to get the most out of that asset? And that's what we're doing with that expansion plans. There's other work that's going on in that sense as well. And then the battery mineral supply chain. What do we do there? So we've got some midstream and some downstream happening, which again I'll touch on. And the last one, which is newly to the table, is the diversification. We can't just rely on the Pilbara project forever. What else can we do up there? Or in any other areas as well. Pricing, this old chestnut. If you have a look at the dip's what I was touched on before, and you look at that ski slope. You know, it's gone up, and the indications that we're seeing is that that's going to stay up there for the next period of time in any case. There's no indications of that slowing. The deficit. By 2040, our estimations show that that deficit alone is going to be equal to 18 Pilbara. There's not many of those around. Ken touched on one this morning. It was great he set me up today, which was really good, and gave the Pilbara Minerals a bit of a start-up, but there's not many of those around the size of what we've got. Now, BMX. For those who don't know BMX, it's a really cool thing that we've brought on in the business. And what we call this internally is what? A bit of a slogan we have. We call it, it's eBay for spodumene is what we say. So all our additional product, well not all of it, but some of our additional products I should say, that's not under offtake, we put onto this BMX platform. What that allows is customers from around the world, majority of that's China, to get on there and bid on product. Normally around the 5,000 tonnes we've been doing recently, but that will increase as time goes on. But what's that showing? Is it showing that massive increase in price that we're gaining? So we're doing everything we possibly can to maximise and capitalise on the current market. I quite like this one here. Being the General Manager of Operations for this period of time, look at that growth. 76% increase in production over a 12-month period. That doesn't happen very often. We're now sitting there steady, day in, day out, month in, month out, quarter in, quarter out. So I touched on growth. We're currently sitting at the 580,000 tonnes per annum. We are in the middle of increasing the Pilbara plant to add an extra 100,000 tonnes. I'll show you a couple of pictures in a minute on that. And the other side is that 1 million tonnes. So P1000 is what it's been named. We're busily working in the background at the moment, getting the scopes and engineering to some degree on that, with the mindset to have the financial decision to the board before this quarter's out. So as Dale said in Sydney the other day, it'd be nice to have the Christmas present for us. So P680 is what we're calling it. That's actually adding 680,000 tonnes across the whole operation. 2 pictures here. The one on my side is primary rejection. That's going to get us that extra 100,000 tonnes. And what that does is it rejects, funnily enough with the name, the waste mass out of our ore. So it's adding additional lithium units into the process, in simple terms. On the left-hand side, that goes with the innovation of this business. So what we're doing there is it's pre-investment on the P1000, and we're adding in a 5 million tonne per annum crushing circuit. We've currently got a 2.3 million tonne, which is run by CSI under the MinRes banner as a contractor. We're moving that to owner-operator. But not only are we putting that in, we're also putting a series, and 10 in series, ore sorters. What that'll do is we will be the largest hard rock lithium producer and the largest ore sorters going around globally. And what ore sorting does is, again, it's similar to the primary rejection. It gets rid of all the waste, all the bad stuff. And in lithium, definitely in our project anyway, very simple, white's good, black's bad. And in simple terms, again, what this is doing is when you're feeding through your raw product, it's actually going to reject out the waste, and it's going to give yourself an uplift in terms of your units running through the circuit. So waste in lithium processing is not very good. Stability is key. Stable plant means a good plant, means great recoveries. By adding additional waste in there, the SG are the same, so they end up floating. So this is what that is, giving us that advantage. Diversification. So we're doing current upstream. Midstream, so those who follow Pilbara Minerals, and there's a few around, so it's been really good to see the smiling faces today of everyone who's invested early. So midstream is our JV with Calix, and what that's going to basically do is give us a different way to export product. So we currently make a 6% product that's got a lot of waste that goes with that, which is bulk handling. This Calix is a calcination, which then will uplift that 6% to 35%, and will enable us to export less waste and also change the price that we're getting as well. And then downstream. So downstream, our JV with POSCO. POSCO have been great with us over the years. In this last 12 months, we've signed the JV with POSCO. This gives us that 18% interest into the hydroxide plant, with the ability to go to 30%. And what does POSCO do for us? It really opens up the South Korean markets. South Korea is a growing strategic hub. This is what that's done for us. Get us out of China, where else can we go? That's all I've really got today, but looking back, we're only just starting this journey. We've currently got $1.4 billion, which Kerry kindly told everyone at the beginning, $1.4 billion sitting in the bank. What does that do? That opens up a multitude of opportunities. Internally for growth, externally for diversification, as well as for shareholders. We've hit our run rate. We are hitting month-in-month 580,000 tonnes per annum. We're doing what we said we would do, which as a good producer, that's what you need to be doing. We're resilient. We've been through the hard times. We've come out well. We know what we're doing pretty well. And the last one is the growth. So the growth on site is only just beginning. If you haven't got on the train yet, or the gravy train yet, if you want to call it, there's plenty of opportunities ahead. We're only just at the beginning of this lifestyle. 26 years. So that 26 years, remember that when you take this away, 26 years at 1 million tonnes per annum. We really are only at the beginning. So thank you very much. Come and see us outside. We appreciate your time. Thank you.